This time on Norfolk Perspectives, we're going to be talking about Summer Fun Thursdays at MacArthur Center. You're going to want to be there because they're air conditioned. Out of Darkness Walk, a very special event that we hope you participate in. Keep Norfolk beautiful. Yeah, it happens only one way, and that's by you becoming involved in keeping it beautiful. And then Recreation Parks and Open Space announces a new city forester. What do we need a forester? Oh, that's right. We do have trees right here in Norfolk. Stay tuned for some great stuff right on Norfolk Perspectives. Welcome to Norfolk Perspectives. I'm Bob Batcher. Karen Winters, you're here to talk about the mall, right?
I am.
Okay, but we gotta deal with something really important.
Okay.
You've been on that sofa for a long, long time with us, coming on as Karen Winters, representing MacArthur Center. And no, you haven't changed employers. You're still going to be talking about MacArthur Center, but you've changed something else for the summer.
I got married.
That's so cool. The reason I mention it is I feel like I went to your wedding on Facebook.
Do you? Yeah, I think a lot of people probably feel that way.
So so you have a new name?
I do. My new last name's going to be Hustleby.
Hustleby.
Yep.
Cool. But
yeah.
Will you still answer to Karen Winters?
I'll answer just to Karen. Or that girl from the mall, I answer to that too.
There you go.
That typically is what happens.
Well, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks. It's really cool. And you're happy about it.
Thanks very much. I'm thrilled. Yeah.
Okay. So you're back at the mall?
Yep.
Settled in?
Settled in, ready to go.
Okay. We're here to talk about summer, but is there going to be Christmas too?
Yeah, there's going to be Christmas too. We're going to get through August and then we're going to roll right into the holidays.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, but what's happening in August?
So we have a new event that we're launching this year. It's called Summer Fun Thursdays, and it's free family entertainment every Thursday in the month of August in Center Court. Starts at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, so you got the cars in Center Court.
Right, so we're going to move the cars out, and we'll bring in a stage, and we're going to have different entertainment each Thursday. And it's nice, you know, August is sort of that kind of transitional month between the end of summer and the beginning of fall, and it's really hot outside, and parents are sometimes running out of things to do with the kids, and so we decided it was a good month to launch this program. So it's, you mentioned in the opening, it's air conditioned, so it's nice and cool inside the mall, and it's free, which is always a great thing for families. So if you have a big family or a small family, there's no charge, and it starts at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I want to encourage people to go to our website, which is shopmacarthur.com/summerfun, because if you pre-register, you can pre-register for one or all of the events. The first 300 kids that pre-register will get a free treat each of those 5 weeks. So I just want to encourage people to do that because there's a little added bonus if you pre-register.
Ooh, well, we'll repeat that before the end of the segment. Okay. I'm going to do something that I've never done with you before because I ask one question and then our time's up because you've answered everything. But I want to prove that I've done some research.
Okay.
Here. So it's not just about shopping. I mean, you've got some, so on August 1st is School of Rock.
Right, so that's how we're going to kick it off with Norfolk School of Rock, which I'm sure you're familiar with, right downtown. And they're going to do kind of a high-energy music performance. It's kids performing for kids. And not only will it be entertaining, but we hope maybe it'll also be inspiring. So if there are kids in the audience that have been thinking about learning how to play a musical instrument or are inspired by something they see on stage, in addition to being entertained, you know, the folks from School of Rock will be there. Parents can talk to them after the performance. And if the kids want to sign up for classes or get more involved, they'll have the opportunity to do that as well.
So you're obviously doing this with partners then?
Yes, we are. And the free treat that day is an Annie Ann's pretzel. Which is a family favorite, I think.
An interactive kids extravaganza. Something tells me you're not going to have video games in their hands.
Not video games. Yeah, we're going to have, instead of just one main group that's entertaining, we're going to have lots of different groups that day. So we'll have story time with Max and Ruby, and Max will actually make an appearance so the kids can take pictures and get autograph signings. And the book has to do with a treasure hunt, so there'll be a little treasure hunt that Barnes & Noble will do afterwards. And then we're going to have balloon making, and we're going to have face painting, and we're going to have Hello Kitty there from Sanrio, which a lot of kids love. So that'll be really fun as well.
Because something tells me you're not really appealing to people like me, but what is the age limit that you're looking for?
You know, I would say it's probably 10 to 12 and under. And it sort of depends on the week. So School of Rock probably has a broader reach. You know, some of the other programs, maybe Max and Ruby and the story time is, you know, for the younger kids. But there's a little something for everyone. And if you don't like the piece of entertainment that we have that day, you're going to love the free treat. So
there we go.
Yeah.
Now, if you go to the website, then you can register and do more.
Yep, and all the information is listed there as well.
Now, what about, okay, now you drop the kids off in center court, or are you expecting the parents to hang around with them?
Yes, it's for the parents and the kids, so it's the whole family together.
So it really is family time.
Yes, absolutely.
So the mall is family time? It's not just the dad sitting in a chair while everybody else runs around?
That's right. No. And listen, you're going to be
That
at
doesn't work
the mall.
anymore?
It's at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So come early and have lunch, or stay a little bit longer and do some back-to-school shopping. You know, you can make it a day. It's hot outside. It's a nice place to come and hang out.
That's why I've always enjoyed those nice, comfortable benches.
You like those chairs,
I know it. Mad Science of Hampton Roads.
So that's our third Thursday, and they're going to do really fun science experiments. So we'll have experiments with dry ice. I'm sure there will be small erupting volcanoes, all kinds of fun things.
Blowing stuff up in the mall?
Sure, yeah, blowing stuff up in the mall. I'm sure all kinds of things that parents will tell their children, you know, this is done by professionals, don't try this at home, but it'll be really fun and entertaining for the kids.
And then you got Pirates coming on the 22nd?
We have the Pirates from Moody Crew, which
I don't know.
Yeah, they're great. I was going to say, I'm sure you've seen them before. So we'll be singing pirate songs and telling pirate tales and teaching the kids all kinds of little moves that pirates need to know.
And then we're going to have on the 29th, you're going to have Rob Westcott.
Yeah,
magician.
So yeah, Hampton Roads favorite. He's been performing in the area for years. He'll do all the fun, standard magic tricks, and likely we'll have a bunny come out of a hat at the end. So it'll be really fun.
So
yeah.
Instead of making things disappear, he'll make
things appear, right?
Okay,
or he may make some things disappear as well.
Speaking of appearing, I know you're always hush-mouth about it, but I don't know, since you're newly married, maybe you'll talk more.
What would you like to know?
You got anything coming to the mall?
We do have some
Do
new
you?
stores
And
coming.
you're going to tell me?
I am going to tell you.
I won't tell anybody, I promise.
Yeah, it's just a secret between us, right? Shh, don't tell anybody. Brighton Collectibles is coming. That will be brand new to the market, so we're very excited about that. That's women's accessories and handbags. And that'll be located on the second floor next to BB. And then we have Torrid, which is a plus-size teens clothing store, which has been it's been a highly requested store for us. So we're very excited to get that, and that'll be on the first floor across from Aveda.
Awesome.
So both of those are under construction as we speak. So we're very excited.
And then you got some remodeling going on. Everybody keeps asking me about the jewelry store.
Yeah, Helzberg Diamonds is just doing a remodel. So they're temporarily located in the old Pearl Vision space on level 1 outside of Nordstrom. They'll be back in their regular space across from California Pizza Kitchen in September.
You know, that's just a reminder that it's a mall that's been around since 1999.
Isn't it hard to believe?
Ooh, it is.
I know.
A lot has happened since 1999.
And it seems like it's just been, you know, sometimes it seems like yesterday, and sometimes it seems like you can't imagine the city before MacArthur Center. Yeah.
Well, Karen, whoever you are, thank you for everything that you've done to kind of bring the message out from behind those walls.
Thanks. Thanks for having me for so many years, regardless of what my name is.
I know. It's so cool. Thanks. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about the Heart of Darkness and a role that you can play. Stay tuned.
The first day stepping on the court, I couldn't keep up. That motivated me to step up my game. When I reach a goal, I set a new one the next day. And my next goal is to go to college. Mastering the court takes persistence. So does getting into college. I've got what it takes. So do you.
Welcome back to Norfolk Perspectives. I got a really special guy in the sofa, Chris Amos. Many of you know him because you see him on the 11 o'clock news or first thing in the morning as the police PIO. But today he's here to talk with all of us about a very special concern, but an opportunity to have a solution about it. And that's a walk with the Out of Darkness Community Walk. It's going to be September 7th.
Yes.
Chris, how's it going?
It's going great. Great. Glad
I
to
think
be
the
here.
last time I had you on the show, you were here to talk about a book that you had written. It's been a real special book for a lot of people. And
Absolutely.
in that, you talk about your own personal story. So
Absolutely.
Let's talk about what the walk is, and then why does it relate to you?
Okay. Well, the walk itself is a community out of the darkness walk, and it addresses suicide, and it addresses depression that often leads to suicide. And its purpose is just that, bring subjects that are very taboo and very secret and very under the waterline.
Because you normally don't.
Bring them out into the light of day, and that's where people can find hope, and that's where they can find help. And so, you know, a lot of folks that find themselves in some pretty dark places feel very much alone. And so through this walk, which is one of hundreds across the country, although this is the largest walk of its kind in the country, there'll be 3,000 to 5,000 people at this walk. It's to give those folks an opportunity and a platform to come out of their own darkness, come out of their place of isolation, and find themselves amongst others of like minds and like experience, and to just realize, you know, I'm not alone. there are others going through what I'm going through or what I've gone through. There's help and there's hope. And so that's the purpose of this walk.
Because I think one of the first things that you sense in depression is one of aloneness.
Yeah,
And so you're the only one going through it. So why would you reach out?
absolutely.
But then to have, now, your book. In preparation for that show that day, I sat down and read your book the night before the interview, and it was like, wait a minute, this isn't the Chris Amos I know, because I know a guy who is all about service, all about providing good information to the community,
Sure.
and of hope.
Absolutely.
But you started that book off in a very dark period for you.
Absolutely. In fact, the book is entitled There Is Hope.
Yeah.
And Other Lessons Learned by Christian Kopp. And you know, the premise of the book and the beginning of the book, to kind of introduce myself to the reader, begins in a dark place in my life, where I had gone through some things that didn't happen overnight, but it was by degree. Until after many, many years, I was in a very dark place, a very lonely place. In fact, 1989, I'd become a police officer at the time when I decided suicide was the only, I don't want to say hope, because there is no hope in suicide, but was the only answer, the only solution. And so one day I decided that, you know, my wife would be better off without me, my son would be better off without me, certainly my police department wouldn't miss me. And I decided that I would take my own life. And so with my 38, city-issued 38 in hand, I prepared to take my life, and God intervened in a miraculous way. And I'll be sharing my story at this walk. They'll have 3 people share their own personal stories of their brushes with suicide and depression. And I'll be sharing mine at this walk. And hopefully through which folks will be encouraged and folks will find hope.
Because I think, unfortunately, a lot of people, the first time that they have an inkling that there's that potential, their conversation would start off with, if only I'd known,
Right.
if only I had said. So September 7th out at Mount Trashmore is an opportunity to really get in touch maybe with that?
Absolutely. It's an opportunity to come in a very non-threatening, very informal, very low-key setting, to just come out and there'll be folks there who can help. It's in a strange way kind of a celebration. There's music and there's food, and a lot of folks come year after year after year.
So it's not a sad event.
No, oh no. It's they have wristbands for if your spouse has committed suicide. You'll have a color, certain color. If it's a child or a friend. My grandfather committed suicide. I've had 2 friends on our police department commit suicide. And so you come in memory of those folks, and people will walk in memory of loved ones. And again, it's all about taking away the mystique that, that it's taboo, that it's shameful, that it's, you know, too humiliating to address. Those are all things that just further the possibilities of someone taking their life. Right. Let's get past all that. You know, there's a thought that if someone commits suicide or even thinks about it, they must be weak, they must be a coward, they must be eaten up with selfishness and self-centeredness, and that's false, false, false. And through this walk and through the education, you know, good, strong people sometimes get in such a place where they think about and tragically even will take their lives. And so we just want to try to address it and bring it out to the light of day, where we can extend help and hope. And fortunately, as a police officer, I've dealt with it a lot as a police officer, and I've had to deal with families who have gone through it. I've tried to help as best as I could until my grandfather committed suicide. And then I found myself on the receiving end. There was another police officer taking a report, and I was the family member in shock. And through that experience, I was really able to, I think, better relate to people, survivors who have to go through things like this. So, and you know, kudos to Chief Goldsmith. He allows me to wear many different hats on our department, whether it's the PIO or a crime line coordinator or taking part in activities like this. You know, I couldn't do it if not for his support.
Well, one thing about the chief, now that you've mentioned it, we've got to, I mean, police work is more than just the enforcement of the law. It's really having people appreciate and understand and improving the quality of life in Norfolk. And Chris, I want to thank you for what you've done on a personal level to bring awareness that it's not just enforcement, but it is a matter of getting in touch with your feelings, getting in touch with who you are. But in this time, I think in preparation for September 7th, now is a good time to get in touch with your family and reach out and say, let's do this as a unit.
Absolutely.
So we can deal with it. Chris, thanks for everything you're doing. Keep us posted on how it's going.
Thank
okay?
you.
When we come back, we're going to be talking about the two great people who really are committed to getting you involved in keeping Norfolk beautiful. Stay tuned.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Welcome back to Norfolk Perspectives. These segments always kind of put me on nerve because I'm a transitioning person, and these guys will call me out on it. So Amelia Baker and John Duell, how you all doing?
Great.
How are you?
Good to have you.
Okay, we're beautiful already, right?
Sure.
Of course.
But we got room to go?
Certainly.
And how are we going to do that in 2013?
Well, we're going to go over that threshold of getting more people recycling. We're at...
That's the blue cart.
Right.
Which we had you in the last show, and here we're just going to sit in the sofa and talk, huh?
Yeah, because I'm confident people get the message. They understand what those blue carts are for, but they're not using them enough. So we are doing some things to help them, particularly people that may not recycle all the time. You know, they forget what day it is, they forget what to put in, or get confused on that, and that's understandable. So we've got
It is?
Well, by being on the show with you, Bob, over the years, I understand it's
Well,
confusing.
because I got to tell you, my neighbor moved, the one I counted on to tell me when to put the blue card out, so the new one has become very unreliable. So I've actually been going to Norfolk Air and checking on it. Isn't that cool?
That is, but we have another way you can get that reminder.
Really?
Yeah.
How?
I'll let Amelia.
Are you signed up for recycling perks?
No, because
No.
I'm recycling, so I figured that's good enough.
I'm happy that you're recycling,
Okay.
but if you sign up for recycling perks, not only do you get the incentives in the form of discounts from local businesses, but you have the option to receive a recycling collection reminder, because it is a little bit difficult to remember which week is on and off.
Oh, so I would actually get an email?
You would get an email the evening before reminding you to put your card out, and of course, in the city of Norfolk, you can put your card out at 5 p.m. the night before your collection, up to 7 a.m. the day of your collection.
See, that's usually what happens. I remember it sometime around Monday, but collection day is not till Thursday, so then I forget.
Yep, you would get a reminder on Wednesday that says, don't forget, recycling collection is coming tomorrow.
Okay, now with the perks, I do know about it because I've had you guys on. I mean, you get all these freebies for doing it. So I don't need those I mean, that's why I haven't, I figure it's not really for me. I'm going to recycle.
And I love that resident who says, I don't need the freebies to recycle. I'm going to do it anyways, because that's a wonderful, noble thing to do. That you participate anyways?
Yeah.
So you can gift your rewards, which is one part of it. If you have friends or family members that are using local businesses that maybe you don't need the rewards for or don't want them, you can gift them the ones that are on the site through email. And you also have the option every month to donate some of your points to a local charity that is truly a local charity. So that's reason enough to sign up.
Okay, and it's really easy to do it.
It takes less than 5 minutes to sign up. It's only a couple of questions that are really easy, like what's your name and what's your address.
That's it?
Yeah.
So no excuse. Okay, so what else is cooking?
Well, part of the campaign is to go to neighborhoods that may not be recycling that frequently or have a good number of people that aren't, and we're going to try to do some targeted education in those areas in the coming months.
Because, the general thing, I notice I haven't asked you about a peanut butter jar in years, but I know what to do with one now.
Right.
So the general information is out there, right?
It is there, but people still need a little reminder, and we want to go to neighborhoods that need that information more, and we're going to be doing these food truck events. So you've been talking a lot about food trucks in this city, right? Mm-hmm. Well, we're bringing the food trucks to some neighborhoods and having special events, one a week, and inviting them to come out. If they sign up for recycling perks, they will get some bonus points that will automatically get them dollars off their purchase at that food truck that evening.
Okay, cool. Now I'm still struggling with how it all works with, you know, the jar versus the bottle, and because when I see them dump the can, it's just going into the truck. So, I mean, once the truck leaves my house, where does it go?
The recycling collection truck will service your cart, and
it just dumps it.
Dumps it into the recycling truck. So
Right.
it's only capturing recyclable items that people have put in their curbside cart. And that truck goes to a facility in Chesapeake where all of the mixed items that you've put in there are then sorted out into glass, aluminum, paper, into the individual commodity that it makes up that bin.
So you have
and then
somebody that
sold
just
off.
kind of, okay, that's glass, and I mean,
It's a combination of machinery and people. So we have kind of eyes on it, but then we also have machinery that separates it out based on weight and
gotta be
magnetic
a
properties
cool-looking
and
place.
optical sorting.
It's a great process, and it's state of the art in terms of material processing, and we would not be where we are in recycling without that at TFC Recycling. So we are taking advantage of that. That's when we got the big carts and could put everything in that. It made it a lot more convenient. We still get a certain amount of contamination, and people worry about that. But
yeah, will it mess up the whole truck if
No.
I accidentally throw
No.
a plastic bag in there?
you do the best you can. If you're not sure, don't put it in. But you can certainly find out by going online. There's through Recycling Perks or through the city's website. We have that information, or you can call us and we'll fill you in. We do presentations. So there's ways to learn, but the important thing is do what you know. So if you know newspaper is recycling and you read the newspaper every day, put that in your cart. Aluminum cans, put that in your cart.
Now, I was told on the show to use it for gift wrap, and I did that yesterday on my wife's birthday. All newspapers.
Way to go.
Fantastic.
Huh?
There you go.
So I'm learning, and so we all can learn. And so thanks. 30-some years at this?
Norfolk Environmental Commission has been around over 30 years. The Ernie Morgan Center has been around 15 years.
It's remarkable how we start getting these milestones. And Amelia, keep us honest. I will go home, and I
And
will
you will
put my
sign
name
up.
on Perks. I
All
promise.
right.
Okay.
I'm going to check tomorrow.
Okay. Day after.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
When we come back, we're going to be talking about trees. Hang around right here in the city of Norfolk. Stay tuned.
Brush, brushy, brush, brushy, brush, brush your teeth. Every day and every night. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. Look under your toothbrush so that they can brushy brush your teeth. Good job, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Help your teeth stay healthy. Brushy brush with a grown-up every day.
Welcome back to Norfolk Perspectives. Okay, I thought this segment was going to be all about trees, but it's about crepe myrtles and trees because Michael Netwich, our city forester, Parks and Rec, is with us. Welcome to Norfolk, I understand, is in order.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
So how long have you been with us now?
I've been here for about 2.5 months.
Okay, so the 65-degree temperatures we were having with beautiful blue skies was not really summer.
Well, no, that was more like our, winter days back in San Antonio. So I'm absolutely loving the weather here
Yeah. Oh, well, it's
so far.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait till August. Okay. How can you address being a forester and work in an urban city?
That's a great question. I get that all the time is, well, where are the forests? Everybody thinks
I
about...
thought you'd be up logging in the Northwest.
Right. And, and I'll be honest, is when I first started going to school for this, that's what I thought I was going to be doing too. Till I understood the importance of trees in an urban environment. Basically, every single issue that an urban environment has with more trees can be improved. Mm-hmm. And we can reduce crime rates. We can improve the economy by people wanting to shop in beautiful places and where there's shade. You can improve the air quality. You can reduce stormwater runoff. I mean, all these wonderful things just by planting trees.
Well, I'm lucky enough to live in a community that has the Riverstar homes, and I'm a Riverstar home, and except for my dog. But my front yard has very few trees, one big pine tree. And I notice when I'm out doing yard work during the summer, my backyard, which has multiple trees and a great canopy, high canopy, now I'm trying to add a lower canopy, feels 10 degrees cooler.
Absolutely. Trees actually not just from the shade cool the environment, but as they transpire, or as the water leaves the plant, it actually creates a cooling environment. So it's not just the shade. You can have significant decreases in temperature just by having plants.
Okay, now my neighborhood is also filled with many of the old, mature crepe myrtles.
Yes, the crepe myrtles, they are our #1 species around the city as far as street trees are concerned.
Okay, now, I got to be honest with you, though. There's one I've got next to my driveway. It's absolutely gorgeous, except for this time of year, those red flowers fall all over my white car.
Right.
So, can I kind of trim it up?
Well, we prefer that when you're doing proper tree maintenance is that if you have to raise the canopy to get under it or clear buildings, raise over sidewalks, things like that, is that you're mindful of the balance of the tree. So you're not just, creating a one-sided situation where the tree can get off balance to the side. So the answer is yes, you can, as long as you're doing sound maintenance of the organism overall.
Okay. Now, we've got some pictures of those, and it drives me nuts. You'll see the crepe myrtles in the verge between the sidewalk and the curb, and they've got these mini crepe myrtles underneath them.
The suckers.
Yeah. They're not going to grow into
suckers.
another branch, right?
Well, over time, they can get bigger and bigger, but what that does is that really kind of takes away from the aesthetic of the tree.
Okay.
So, and then also can get so bushy that it can be overwhelming. You can block views, things like that. So what we really ask people to do is help us out, and as they're mowing the verge, if they can go in there and remove those suckers for us and help the city as a whole maintain that beauty that we have, then we can keep the clear vision, we can keep the suckers down, and by the time we would get out there and maintain those about once a year, then they get a lot bigger, so it becomes more of a maintenance issue. So if citizens can and are willing to help us out, we would love their assistance on
Well, that sure makes a whole lot more sense, because when you see them growing up like that, it really has an impact on how my house looks, too.
Absolutely.
They're right there. Okay, cool.
And the other thing, too, is, when people, they worry about having to get a permit to prune their trees, well, the permits to prune trees, it's free to get a permit. And if the people are watching this program right now and they call us up and say, hey, I want to take care of my crepe myrtles. I saw the program. I know that you guys are asking us to, take those suckers down and help you out. Then we'll just say, fine, you saw this segment. Your permit is here. You don't need to take the class. This is the class.
Super. Well, I want to have you back on, Michael, after you've been here through the 90-degree days, because I need some help this fall in planting some trees.
Well, we can help you out there as well.
Awesome. I'll have you back on. Thanks a lot. And welcome to Norfolk.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Cool. We want to hear from you what you'd like to see on TV 48, but more importantly, what's going on in your neighborhood. Give us a holler at 664-6510. And as usual, it's a wonderful time to be in Norfolk just because of you and you.